What's up everybody, it's Hoi4, and today I am ranking some Hoi4 YouTubers based on how likely they are to have gone to the island. Now what island, you might be asking? I think we all know what island I'm talking about. So right here we have a couple tiers on this list. As you can see here, we've got Island Boy. These are people, you know, they're always at the island 24/7, you know. These might be the people throwing the fucking parties, alright? Then we've got Active Visitors. These are people that, you know, they don't throw the parties, they don't organize everything, but you know, they do go to the island pretty often. They do partake in some, in some morally dubious, highly questionable activities on the island. Then we've got Went Once. Now these are the people that went to the island one time because they heard they had like sick parties over there. But then they kind of fell off, you know, maybe they saw like a little 5-year-old running around. And they were like, fuck bro, I can't be involving myself in these situations again, and then they never went to the island again. Sorry, I'm a bit ill. So I should have probably started with that. I am a bit sick today. So my voice might be a bit fucked up and I might cough a little bit. But yeah, Went Once. These are people that went to the island like one time, maybe two, but then they started noticing some weird things. They weren't down with that island lifestyle, Little St. James lifestyle, and then they just never went again. They've got Never Went, which are the people that have never gone to the island, alright? These people, they just didn't really care. Maybe they never got invited. Maybe they got invited, but they were like, nah, I don't have time for that shit. So that's the people that never went to the island. And lastly, we've got the people that were trafficked. This one should be pretty self-explanatory if you know anything about Little St. James and what went on there back in the day. Now, as you can probably see, this list of YouTubers is pretty incomplete. We are missing a few Hoi-tubers. That's because these are the first people that came to mind when I thought of this video like 10 minutes ago. And these are also people who, you know, if they see this video, I know they're not going to be mad. Probably. There might be like 2 that are mad, but we don't know. Now, first off, I want to get an obvious one out of the way, which is Commando Santiago, my good buddy, my good pal. Now, I think Santiago never went to the island, and the reason I think that is because he's Ashkenazi Jew, and I just don't think they were really inviting Hebrews onto that island. Actually, they might have been inviting Big Benjamin Netanyahu, and Epstein was Jewish, so you know what, let's bump him up to Went Once to the island. But I don't think he would have gone again, because again, he is Ashkenazi Jew, he's not a full Jew, so you know, I don't think he would have been partaking in too many island activities. Next up, we've got Low Time Preference Gaming over here. Now, Low Time, I do think that Low Time would have probably gone to the island once. Why do I think this? Because he's Swedish. Now, next person I want to look at over here should be layer 1. No, it's not. Yeah, it's this one. Hollow Being. Now, Hollow Being, I think everyone here knows, everyone watching this video should know. Hollow Being is a fucking island boy, okay? If you know anything about Hollow Being, you know he would have loved the island. He would have been there 24/7 organizing the parties. Alright, he fucking, dude, he would have had a generational run on that island. He would be mentioned almost as many times as Trump, I'm sure. Now, to lighten the mood a bit though, let's take a look at a classic YouTuber. Where is it? I need to scroll through these layers. I'm so sorry for this unprofessional photoshopping setup. This guy, Chaotic, no, that's not the layer I fucking want. Where is he? No! Did I accidentally hide him? Yeah, this guy, Chaotic Florius. Now, Chaotic Florius, I think he never went to the island. Alright, now listen, I know Germans are known for being a bit freaky, a bit kinky, you know, getting down with weird shit. But Florius isn't German. He's Austrian, okay? And that's why I think he never went to the island. Because he was born in the mountains, and that's where he's gonna stay his whole life, in the mountains. Next person, we've got me. Now, if I'm being completely honest, I'm pretty sure I would have probably gone to the island like once or twice, because listen, hear me out, okay? If I got told, hey Hanson, we're gonna go to an island to a sick rager, there's gonna be drinks there, there's gonna be like fucking, it's gonna be at like this tropical paradise, it's gonna be fucking awesome, it's gonna be a huge beach party, I would probably be like, yeah, fuck, sign me up, you know, I would have taken a flight to the island, we'll probably partied there like once, but as soon as I see like a little 5-year-old running naked down the beach, I would have been like, what the fuck is this? And I would have just never gone again. Because listen, I'm not one to associate with naked 5-year-olds on a fucking island. I think that would have been the limit for me, and I would have never gone to any Little St. James excursions ever again. Now, next person we've got up, Colonel Cam. Now, I think Cam would be an active visitor because he's Australian. And if you know anything about Australians in tropical islands, like the Philippines, or, God forbid, Thailand, you know they get up to some strange activities. That's why I think Cam would probably be an active visitor of the island. Now, next active visitor, I will have to say Segal. Because listen, hear me out on this one, okay? Anyone that chooses to play Hoi4 multiplayer is not well in the head. It's not mentally sane. So I think he'd probably be a frequent visitor to the island. On top of the fact that, you know, he is German, unlike Florius, who's Austrian, and we all know Germans are a bit freaky. They're down with kinky shit, they get down and dirty. So I think he would have probably been an active visitor on the island, you know, not quite organizing the excursions, he wasn't organizing the parties, but he would have definitely been on that island more than 5 times. Next person, Dragoon, great EU4 YouTuber. I think he does EU5 now. He just does whatever the fuck he wants, honestly, I respect it. But let's be honest here, if you know anything about Dragoon, you know that he 100% would have been an island boy. That's just how it is. You know what? He might have actually been the Ghislaine Maxwell. Actually, no, he's the fucking Epstein to Hollow Being's Ghislaine Maxwell on this fucking island, okay? So yeah, that's if you know anything about Dragoon, you know 100% he would have been on that island. Mean Bean, I think he would have been a frequent visitor, because, you know, we already have some drama with the Mean Bean files. If you don't know what that is, don't worry. But yeah, based on the Mean Bean files, on the things I've seen, I've heard, I 100% know he would have been an active visitor. But I think he would have been an active visitor because he was probably planning on making his own island to rival Little St. James. He would have probably been doing some Diddy and shit on the side, and he was just going to the island to, you know, see how they ran their operations, see how he could optimize his own. And I think that's all the explanation we need for that guy. Next up, Legit Burger. He's 100% an island boy, alright? Why is Legit Burger an island boy? Because he's Swedish, come on, we all know how the Swedes are. Nat Real. I'm gonna say Nat Real probably never went, but that's not because he didn't want to go to the parties. I think it's just because he didn't have time to go to the parties. Now, if he had the means and the time, 100% I could see him going as an active visitor. But because he doesn't have the time, he never went to the island. Our next person we've got up should be my good friend John Parker 117. I know John very well, which is why I know 100% he would have been on that island, but he would have been one of the kids on the island getting brutally assaulted by all these rich satanic billionaires, which is why he's going into the trafficked tier, our first trafficking victim. And next trafficking victim, unfortunately, there's only 2 people left here, if I can find him, is gonna be Otto von Biscuit. If you know anything about Otto, you know 100% he would have gotten trafficked on Epstein Island. Like, come on. He would have been used and abused, and it would have been awful, and he would need years of therapy before he's eventually assassinated for trying to speak to the authorities. And lastly, we've got Swinsball. Now, I'm gonna say something radical here. I think Swinsball would have never went to that island. Why? It's simple. It's because he's Swedish. So anyway, yeah, that's my tier list on Hoi4 YouTubers based on how likely they are to have gone to Epstein's Island. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, you know, feel free to leave a like. Go subscribe to my other channel, you know, my other channel where I make better content, linked in the description. It's linked on the homepage of this channel. And subscribe to this one, because if we get to 20,000 subscribers, I think we're less than 200 subscribers away from 20k. But when I get to 20k, I will buy a shock collar, and I will stream myself live playing Hoi4 while wearing a shock collar. So yeah, that's been it for this video. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all around. Goodbye.